स्वागत छ यहाँ सबैजनालाई कार्यक्रम इन्फो प्लसमा हामी हाम्रो जर्नी टु अस्ट्रेलियाको सिरिज सुरु गर्दैछौँ र हामी चाहिँ क्वीन्सल्यान्डको गोल्ड कोस्टमा अवस्थित टेफ क्याम्पसमा आज आएका छौँ र यो क्याम्पस टुर पनि हामी गर्नेछौँ हामी स्टाफसँग प्लस स्टुडेन्टसँग कुराकानी पनि गर्नेछौँ सो हाम्रो एन्टायर टिम एकदमै एक्साइटेड पनि छ र यहाँलाई पनि यो जर्नीमा लग्न पाउँदा हामी धेरै धेरै खुसी पनि छ Sadiksha.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. So let's have a look at your campus.
Welcome to TAFE Southport.
Thank you. धेरै धेरै स्वागत छ
हाई नमस्ते सबैजनालाई मेरो नाम चाहिँ समीक्षा अधिकारी हो आइम ओरिजिनली फ्रम विराटनगर तर मैले मेरो प्लस टू चाहिँ काठमाडौँमा गरेको ट्रिनिटी अनि मैले साइन्स मेजर लिएर प्लस टू सकेर राइट अवे म यहाँ आएको त्यसपछि म आउने बित्तिकै नै नर्सिङ नै मैले नेपालबाट अप्लाई गरेको नर्सिङमै छ
तपाईँ बाहिरै पढ्न चाहनुहुन्छ नेपालमा बस्न चाहनुहुन्न भनेर अलरेडी माइन्ड चाहिँ मेकअप गरिसक्नु भएको थियो
When you first complete your high school it's really confusing on what you exactly want to do अनि त्यसपछि धेरै नै अप्सन्सहरू पनि एक्सप्लोर गर्न खोजेँ मैले अनि पछि ओके आई थिङ्क आई सुड गो फर नर्सिङ जस्तो लाग्यो नर्सिङ गर्ने भयो मेरो दिदी अहिले यहीँनिर बसिन्छ अनि तिमीलाई नर्सिङ नै गर्न मन लागेको भने त वाइ नेपाल आई थिङ्क यु सुड डु विथ इन अस्ट्रेलिया एन्ड देन यु क्यान अलवेज गो ब्याक देयर भनेर भन्नुभयो त्यसपछि ठिकै लाग्यो एन्ड आई never regretted.
When you decided to study nursing and you were looking for institutes in Australia to do your nursing, how did you come across TAFE?
Really honestly भन्नुपर्दा मेरो दिदीले सुरुमा TAFE गरेर अनि युनि जानुभयो अनि she told me about the journey TAFE to uni गएर उसलाई कति हेल्पफुल भयो भनेर अनि त्यो भएर पनि हो अनि मैले युनि पनि हेरेँ एक दुईवटा अनि फाइनेन्सियली पनि अलिकति सुरुमा आउने बित्तिकै चाहिँ युनि अलिकति एक्सपेन्सिभ हुन्छ जस्तो पनि लाग्यो अनि त्यही आई एन्डेड अफ सेभिङ अ लट अफ मनी टेफबाट युनि जाँदाको जर्नीमा एन्ड
पाथवे जस्तो पनि हुन्छ विद्यार्थीहरूको लागि होइन दिदीले भन्ने बेलामा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भनेर भन्नुभएको थियो यहाँ यु नो वाट एक्सपेक्टेसन्स डिड यु ह्याभ लाइक यस्तो हुन्छ होला यस्तो फर्स्टमा के एज अ यङ प्लस टू ग्रेजुएट होइन प्लस टू भर्खरै सकाएर अस्ट्रेलिया आउने बेलामा के एक्सपेक्ट गरेर आउनुभएको थियो तपाईँले
I don't know, त्यति धेरै दिमागमा केही पनि थिएन तर यहाँ आइसकेपछि I experienced a lot of things. It was a really drastic change. नेपालको education system र यहाँको education system is completely different. अनि यहाँ आइसकेपछि assignments गर्न थाल्नु पर्यो अनि it was a big change अनि दिदीले चाहिँ त्यही नै भनेको थियो मलाई हुन्छ नि अब डिप्लोमा गरेर युनि जाँदाखेरि कति उसलाई सजिलो भएको थियो भनेर अनि जस्तै अब प्लस टू मैले यो सकेपछि चाहिँ आई क्यान वर्क एज अ इनरोल नर्स एन्ड आई डोन्ट ह्याभ टु वेट इन्टायर 3 years टु वर्क किनभने अलिकति इन्टरनेसनल स्टुडेन्ट भएपछि हल्का गाह्रो भइ नै हाल्छ अनि मैले यो डिप्लोमा सक्ने बित्तिकै चाहिँ आई क्यान वर्क एज अ इएन एन्ड देन आई क्यान स्टडी आरएन एट द सेम टाइम अनि त्यो हेरिकन चाहिँ इट्स रियली हेल्पफुल आइ एम अलरेडी वर्किङ एज ए असिस्टेन्ट नर्स
के कुराले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यहाँको पढाइलाई अझ राम्रो बनाउँछ जस्तो लाग्छ
नेपालमा चाहिँ अब हामी पढेर एक्जाम दिनु पर्थ्यो भने यहाँनिर चाहिँ असाइनमेन्ट्स बेसिस हुन्छ अनि त्यो भयो भने चाहिँ एक्चुली यु क्यान सिट डाउन एन्ड रिसर्च मोर प्र्याक्टिकल हुन्छ यहाँको यहाँनिर 2-3 हप्ता त स्ट्रेट अवे प्र्याक्टिकल नै मात्र हुन्छ अनि द्याट्स भेरी गुड थ्योरीमा पढेको सबै बिर्स्यो भने नि प्र्याक्टिकलमा आएपछि चाहिँ ओ दिस इज पढेर यसलाई यो गर्ने है त भनेर त्यस्तो हुन्छ नि एउटा फ्ल्यासब्याक जस्तो हुन्छ
समीक्षा तपाईँले चाहिँ हाम्रो घरमा बसेर जति पनि पेरेन्ट्सहरूले हेरिराख्नु भएको छ जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो पनि छोराछोरीलाई पठाउँछु भनेर सोचिराख्नु भएको छ अनि जति पनि विद्यार्थीहरूले हामीलाई हेरिराख्नु भएको छ उहाँहरूको लागि के मेसेज दिन चाहनुहुन्छ
टेफ एकदमै राम्रो छ सुरुमा आउने बित्तिकैको लागि चाहिँ अब जस्तै फाइनेन्सियली अलिकति इस्यु पनि भइरहेको छ भने पनि युनि आउनेको फर्स्ट इयर चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो नै हुन्छ आफ्नो फाइनेन्सियल स्ट्याटस मेन्टेन गर्नलाई अनि टेफको फी कम्पेरिटिभली युनिभन्दा एकदमै कमी छ यु क्यान अलवेज गो टु युनि अनि त्यही भएर टेफ चाहिँ सुरुमा त्यही गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ डिप्लोमा गर्नुको मेन रिजन चाहिँ अनि आफूलाई नर्सिङै मात्र होइन अरू पनि धेरै सब्जेक्टहरू छ एउटा मिसकन्सेप्सन जस्तो छ नेपालमा मान्छेहरूलाई नर्सिङै गर्नुपर्छ अस्ट्रेलिया भन्नुपर्छ नर्सिङ पिआर भन्ने मात्रै हुन्छ तर त्यो होइन मैले धेरैजना देखेको छु सबैजना अकाउन्टिङमा काम पाएको इन्जिनियरिङको काम गरेको इट डेफिनेटली टेक्स टाइम तर त्यो इम्पोसिबल चाहिँ छैन अनि या
थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच
My name is Smiley Shrestha. Actually, my name is Samiksha, but everyone calls me Smiley here. That's easy. And I'm currently enrolled in TAFE, and it's my stage 3. I'm almost finished my nursing and ready to work as a nurse very soon. It was a really great experience. It's the really good environment, the teachers. And I just love the library here, so quiet and just sitting and studying. Post as well, so after you've completed your course. So it's a enrolled nurse, diploma of nursing. And there is a lot of opportunity of nursing here in Australia. Especially because of COVID as well. And so for job opportunity, I don't think it's that hard once you get your certificate. Especially if you are struggling financially. So it's better to choose TAFE rather than going to the university because of course university is really expensive, especially for international students. And yeah, so it's really great to start as well from TAFE because it's a good pathway. So once you've done your EN, you can work as an EN and you can do your RN as well at the same time, which is great.
जर्नी टु अस्ट्रेलिया सिरिज कन्टिन्यू गर्दैछौँ आज हामी छौँ टेफ क्याम्पसमा र मसँग हुनुहुन्छ मिस्टर मार्टी कक उहाँ चाहिँ म्यानेजर अफ इङ्गेजमेन्ट एन्ड कम्युनिकेसन मिस्टर मार्टी वेलकम टु द शो
Excellent, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for giving us a fabulous welcome and allowing us to visit your very vibrant and diverse campus.
Thank you.
So, what would you say are some of the USPs of a campus in the Gold Coast?
Look, there's many things that TAFE Queensland offer to all our students. I think the 140 years itself is a really big milestone that we can offer. But I think it all comes down to the current education that we offer all students, which is all around that theory to practical classroom to industry-led learning. And I think for all our students, it's the ability to be able to take what you learn into the classroom and apply it to the job. It's really connecting them together.
For many Nepali students who do decide to come to Australia, Australia for them is equal to Melbourne and Sydney. They don't quite look or explore other campuses, universities in other cities or areas in Australia. Now, can you please maybe highlight to those students what some of the benefit might be choosing a campus in the Gold Coast maybe?
Look, there's many reasons to come to Australia, and we invite every student to consider coming here. Obviously, there's more to Australia than just Sydney and Melbourne, and having, coming from the great state of Queensland, we have beautiful city of Gold Coast. Now, the Gold Coast offers many things, and I think a lot of students realise that the Gold Coast is all about beaches, fun times, the sun, the surf. There's actually a lot more than that, and I think the Gold Coast offers a lot of opportunity, especially around employment, lifestyle, as well as having an experience that is quite Australian.
Okay. During the pandemic, which was a very harsh time for many universities, educational institutes and students as well, how did TAFE actually handle the situation, especially when it came to the international students on campus?
It really took us by surprise, as it did with everyone. For us especially, we felt it was our duty to care for all our international students, and we actually set up a lot of initiatives to help support them. they were the first ones that lost their jobs, potentially could lose their accommodation that they were staying at, being closed out from returning home and seeing their loved ones in their home country. That really is quite an emotional experience to go through for any student. So for us, we helped set up food banks, so we actually got food for our students. We provided additional support and counselling where possible. And obviously for the training, it was the ability to be able to train, obviously in a virtual element, whether we went into Zoom or video conferencing or using YouTube clips or whatever we had to do to make sure our students were engaged with their training. But we also wanted to check on their welfare, and that's number one. We've got to make sure that they are mentally and cared for, and that their well-being is number one,
Utmost priority.
Up priority,
Yeah.
and they're safe. We want them to be safe. We wanted to make sure that, as much as the borders were closing around us internationally and domestically,
Right.
we were cut off from the rest of the country as well.
Exactly.
Our students, they had friends in Sydney and Melbourne and Perth and Adelaide. We wanted to make sure that they could still connect, obviously virtually, but we did regular check-ins. We made sure that there was opportunities for them when employment was available. A lot of them did lose their jobs, but we managed to get some funding from the state government to help give that back to the students as well.
How has TAFE handled the situation post-pandemic, like taking care of the students and all of that?
Well, it's sort of almost like our practice really continued all the way through the pandemic. We never really closed our activities. We still wanted to engage with our students, and that has really resulted in our students coming back with a bit more passion to wanting to study and learn and be employed. So a lot of our students, we actually saw record numbers coming out into Australia again. So we're a little bit overwhelmed by that because we didn't think it would be that responsive. But then, we thought the students would come back in little trickles, but they're coming back in great amounts, which is really good. And the good thing is that we see the students, they are motivated, they are passionate, they are keen to learn, and we're here to do it for them.
How does TAFE help in terms of maybe scholarships or providing job opportunities, part-time jobs and jobs post-graduation as well?
Look, there's a lot of things that we've started to do in the last couple of years that helped cater a bit more to the student needs, and financial is definitely one area that we have looked into and have built some platforms around that to support those students. So we understand that tuition fees are a big factor for a lot of students, regardless of which country you come from, even our own Australian students here. So there are opportunities to, work on here. When you get here, you start your studies, there's payment plan options, so you can pay off your tuition fee throughout your studies. There are scholarships available. Now, TAFE generally doesn't have a lot of scholarships. The universities do, but we were quite lucky to obtain some scholarships through Destination Australia, which is a federal government initiative. And that's where they can go and study in regional locations, so areas like our Toowoomba or Cairns or Townsville, for example. But obviously, we are looking at more scholarships for our international audience. In regards to jobs, now that's a really interesting one, because I say this to all the students I meet, is that, the study that you're learning is almost like a guaranteed doorway into employment. So if you're here to study as a nurse or as a chef, we put you out into practical placement in industry with employers, potential employers. If you are really motivated at that area of study, that employer might then hire you. Now, we do see that Australia has a big skilled shortage, and right now hospitality, health are big areas. So we do see a lot of students coming into Australia and basically securing a job within a couple of weeks. So with that, we actually built a jobs board on our website, so students can actually start searching for jobs in areas of study that they're learning in, and hopefully be connected through that way. If not through their class, through our jobs board would help.
How are Nepalese students as international students?
They are good students. We've got many Nepalese students studying with us right now, but I think the key thing for us, and TAFE Queensland has been really strong in this approach, is that we don't focus on one or two key nationalities. So our Nepalese students are having a really multicultural environmental engagement. So we try and keep our nationalities balanced.
Right.
And our Nepalese students, they are fully immersed with our Australian students. So it's a really collective opportunity for all of them. And our Australian students are enriched from the cultural diversity of our international students. And they get to see, the Australian side of things. So it is really value for money when they undertake this.
Thank you so much, Marty,
No
for
worries.
sitting down and talking to us. I'm sure our audience listening back home are really inspired and will do their due diligence while they look for various universities that their future depends on. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So it's as if the students are working in a hospital.
That's
actually,
right,
so that
yes.
they get that.
They get that real experience
Experience.
before they actually go into a hospital. And they also work in aged care facilities as well, so understanding the different types of equipment that are used in those areas.
And how to operate them
Yes,
and all of that.
that's
Okay.
right.
So it is practical and very hand in hand, right?
Very
of what
hand-
they're
yes.
studying and potentially where they might go work, right?
That's right.
Oh wow. And so students are having their practicals. They're going through.
Yeah, so they'll be taken through anything from changing a bed to inserting a catheter to taking bloods. So they do that in a simulated environment, but then when they go into their placement at hospital, they are supervised as
Right.
they undertake those activities.
Hi everyone, नमस्ते. हामी कार्यक्रम इन्फो प्लसको जर्नी टु अस्ट्रेलिया गरिरहेका छौँ र आज चाहिँ हामी टेफ क्याम्पसमा छौँ क्विन्सल्यान्डमा रहेको टेफको क्याम्पस एन्ड आई हेभ लुइस हियर विथ मी हाई लुइस
Nice to meet you. Hello.
आई हियर द्याट यु आर ए स्टुडेन्ट एम्बेसडर हियर एट टेफ
Yes, so I started a few months ago and I'm trying to help students.
What makes it so fun being here in the Gold Coast?
So actually in my class, I think I have like 8 or 9 nationalities. So it's always a good moment to have a talk with other students because we always learn from all overseas and it's very interesting. It's also a good vibe, a good environment to study and it's a good place to be, yeah.
Have you heard about Nepal?
Actually, yes. I have a friend who was living in Belgium. He was actually from Nepal. Was a friend of me working for long. And yeah, of course.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you.